We know we are. So, we want to welcome you to Creative Moments by G. I'm Georgia. It's Wednesday, 10 o'clock, and so we are here to craft with you today. We are so excited. Hey, guess what we're going to work on today? Butterflies, cards, and boxes. Oh my gosh, we hope that we can sprinkle you with a little bit of inspiration so that when we leave you, you will go out and make some butterfly cards. Well, you know, I always like to start with the saying. So we're going to head down to the crafting table and I'm going to share some sayings with you. So our first saying that I would like to share is this one. Butterflies can't see their wings. They can't see how truly beautiful they are, but everyone else can. People are like that too. Well, I want you to go share a little bit of happiness with people today and let them know that you see their beauty. Right? I love that saying. But wait, we have one more. I just couldn't select which one I wanted. So here's another one that I would like to share with you today. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. Hallelujah, right? I love butterflies. And so that's what we're going to share with you today. We are going to be working with the Butterfly Gala. And we want to welcome Mary. Mary, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you like our card. We're working with the Butterfly Gala, and then we have some other stamp sets that we're going to be working with for the sentiments. But let me show you the card we're going to make. Look at this. Very simple. Has some butterflies on it. We split the design series paper. We added something on the inside, and then let me show you what else we're gonna make. You know why I love this box? I love this box because it's all one piece instead of having a top and a bottom, and it's so easy to make. I think you're going to love it. And then at the end, stick around because we have a stepped up version of this butterfly and one other card we want to share with you. But let's go ahead and get busy making some cards, right? So the first thing you need to do, of course, is get your A2 card. And our A2 card is simply 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I like to go ahead and always just get the inside glued down so that we don't have to really worry about it and accidentally misplace it, right? So let's get this laid down. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with our designer series paper. So we know that we need to cut some paper for this, right? So I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I have a 6 by 6 square of that Tropical Oasis DSP. Hey Susan, thanks for joining us. And we're going to cut two pieces. We're going to cut the top of the butterfly box, and we're also going to cut the piece that we need for the card. So let's do the box first. We need a 3 by 3 piece of paper for the top of our box, okay? So we have it. We're just going to put it aside. And now we're going to take this long piece of paper and we're just going to cut it 5.5 so that it fits our piece of paper. And I'm actually going to cut it 5 1/4 so that we have a little border around it. And we need it to be 2 inches. So we're just going to cut that 2 inches. Now what we're going to do is take this piece of paper because we want to split it 3 ways, right? We're going to cut 1 inch. And remember, all our dimensions will be listed below after our video. So give us about, about 45 minutes and we'll make sure all those dimensions are posted. And we're going to take this inch and we're going to cut it in half. So we're just going to put it on the halfway mark and cut it in half. Make sure it's lined up right. I don't want to cut it. There we go. Hold it down and cut. And wait till I show you some different techniques on how to color the butterflies. You probably already know this, but I just really like coloring butterflies. They're so bright and such a happy insect, right? Okay, so the first thing we need to do is go ahead and glue this down. Now I'm going to use my Kalel. I really like Kalel. And you'll see it's going to start taking shape in just a moment. We're going to wiggle it around to get it exactly where we want it. And just push it, oh, whoa, push it right where it needs to be. Okay, now, this has a design on it, so I'm going to make sure this design matches up, right? That's important. So, it just matched up. I'm going to get some glue on there. And I'm going to space it just a little bit so that we can see this melon mambo come through, right? That looks really pretty. So you can see that little line. And then we're going to make sure this one matches up. Yes, it does. So we're going to put some glue on it. And then we're going to get to our butterflies. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday. Okay, so there we have it. Isn't that pretty? Now, we need to stamp something on here, so we're going to do it a little different. We're going to stamp on a punch, and then we will be able to put it up on dimensions. But let's go ahead and work on our butterflies. Now, what I like to do when I'm working with these butterflies is I cut a 2-inch strip, because then that fits perfectly into our punch, right? Let me show you what I've done. I used the blends on these. So I used cherry cobbler, pumpkin pie, and pineapple punch. I used the blends, but there's another way to do this as well. I'm going to take these ink pads. Hey, Anne, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to take these ink pads and I'm going to use our daubers, and we're going to see which one we like best. So we're going to take the Poppy Parade. Have you colored butterflies like this before? Let us know in your comments. And we're just going to color the middle part of it, just a little bit in the middle. And then I want to go out to the outside of it. And you know what? You're going to say, oh my goodness, you're not staying in the lines. But it doesn't matter, because remember, the punch is going to punch it out, right? So we don't have to worry about staying inside the lines. So I'm going to go right here, go in the middle, and then I'm going to bring in another color, and I'm going to bring in the pumpkin pie, and we're going to just barely go over just a little bit, because we want to make sure that we have a little spot left for the yellow, right? Now, on the small one, when you're using daubers, it's kind of hard to do 2 daubers, so pick a color that you want. And I think I'm going to go ahead. We have enough of the melon mambo on this, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up the yellow, I think, when it's time. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to open up the pineapple punch, and I am going to color the inside with the pineapple punch. And I'm just going to go over it to really brighten it up. And then I'm going to do the little one, solid pineapple punch. Now, we are going to punch these out, and we are going to decide which one we want to use. So, I'm going to just get this lined up, and notice how I already stamped the body, right? Well, we'll do the antenna later. You can't really do that and punch it out, and you know that. And I'm so happy that this bundle is going to be in our new catalog. Oh my goodness, I am so happy about that. So here's the one we used with our Stampin' pads. Now I'm going to go ahead and punch one out that we used on the blends, and then I can hold it up to the paper and decide which colors I feel are a little more vibrant. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side. Now, here is a butterfly. That's the blends, and here is the one I used with the Stampin' ink. I don't know, I'm kind of always partial to blends. So I'm going to use the blends. I'm going to put that off to the side, and I'm going to grab my dimensions. And after we finish this card, we're going to go into the box. It is so quick. You will not believe how fast this is. And oh my goodness, so neat. So I'm going to go ahead and just put one right here because I know my label is going to go down here. And I'm going to just bend those wings up a little bit, right? You can always squish them down when you put them in an envelope, not to worry. And I'm going to go ahead and stay with the small dimensions and just put it right in the middle. Now you can also use tear and tape. You can use whatever you want, right? Now, so we have our butterfly right here. So far, very nice. But I think we need one more. We need one more up here. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one that we used the ink pads on, right? And I'm just going to put one little dimensional right there. And I'm going to, there we have it. Now, I'm not going to put antenna on these, I don't think. But we did put antenna on these because it was on white paper and it showed up much better, right? So, but I don't think on this one I'm going to do that. So, I am going to now use a punch to punch my saying. And I think we're going to use Hello Beautiful. We're just going to take a piece of paper. And I think we will use, where is my ink? Oh, here it is. We're going to use the Poppy Parade. And we're going to stamp Hello Beautiful. Absolutely. We get all our sayings. We Google whatever topic that we feel like for that day. And then we just get it on the internet. Google has everything, right? It's our favorite mode of questioning. Okay, so we are going to just punch this out. And you know what I like to always do on our, when we punch something out on our cards, on our labels, we like to go around the edges and just give it a little bit of depth. So we're going to do that. Now I always stamp it off first and you barely go around it. Just to kind of separate it from the card a little bit, and it looks like it stands up more. You are not going to believe this box and how easy it is to put the box. You know, you never have enough box. I love boxes because you can put a cookie in this. You can put some candy. We put a pecan cluster in ours. And we are going to drop this card off that we made and the little box to one of our friends that needs a little cheering up. So, here is, let me move this. So we're just going to put that right there and we're going to set it up on dimensions, and I'm going to go ahead and use the big dimensions on this. So we'll put, so that it holds its shape, right? I'm going to go ahead and put one in the middle, and I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool and get it out. Get the backing off of the dimensionals. And let's see, we're going to put it right. We'll put it right there. Okay, now we still have to do something to the inside, right? So we are going to just lay this down, and our saying that we're going to use on the inside, we said, hello beautiful, you've been on my mind. So once again, we're going to use the Poppy Parade. And as we do this, we would love it if you would subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done that, just to support our channel. And if we've given you a little inspiration at the end of this video, we sure would love a comment. We love to read our comments. They mean so much to us. Okay, don't you love that font? I love that. It's skinny, it's all caps, but I really like how you can see it. Now I want to show you a little something on these butterflies. You know this already, and a lot of people don't do this, but we do this. We cut ours apart because you can always put it back together, as you saw, and it punches out perfectly. But if you just want to stamp this and you don't want to mask it off, it makes it much easier. So we are just going to get this inked up, And I'm just going to stamp it right here up at the very top. Just so that we have a little bit of something, a little surprise when they open, right? And there we have it. Now you can color that with your blend. But here's our card that we made for today. Now let's work on that matching box. Now let me show you the piece of paper. You're not going to believe how easy it is. You cut this piece of paper just like this. And you cut it 4 3/4 by 8 3/4, and then you score 3/4 on all sides. 3/4 inch on all sides. And then you simply go in the middle and score down 4 and 4 3/4. Remember, all these dimensions will be listed below. Just give us about 45 minutes. And that's it. That's all you have to do to create this box. Can you believe that? Now, we're just going to make a few cuts. We're going to cut, because you have this little bitty box on both sides. So we're going to cut a slit right there, slit there, there, there. We're going to simply flip it over and do exactly the same. And all you're doing is creating little tabs, right? So that you can fold the box. It's not hard. Look how easy that was. Now, that's really all you have to do. But you know, if you've made boxes before and you don't make this a little smaller, this tab, each one of these tabs, what happens? It doesn't glue right, right? So what I do is I simply miter the edges, just cut off just a little bit on each tab. Now, like I said, you don't have to do that, but it sure does make it easier when you go to glue it together, right? And see, that's all I did. So we're going to flip it over, cut these tabs off just a little bit. Now, here we go. One more tab. And you don't even really have to be very precise. You can just cut it off. Okay, blow all those little bits out of the way. And now, just like anything else, we're going to go in and we are going to score all the lines so that it folds really nicely, right? We have one here. And you can use your bone folder. You can use your nail like I like to use my nail. I have strong nails, so I just use it if I don't have my bone folder out. And we are going to, it goes together like this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and glue down my 3 by 3 piece of paper so that I know that's going to be the top, right? So we're going to get this glued down right here. Press it down. And we use tear and tape. We use tear and tape because you don't want your boxes coming apart, right? So we are going to look at how this box goes together. We know this has to create a lid, right? So on all these little tabs, you're going to go ahead and put a piece of tear and tape. Or like I said, you can also use the tape runner. You could use glue, but I don't think it works as well. I don't think it stays together as well. So I'm just going to take off a piece, put it right. I like to put mine at a slant. And then just push it down. Put another one. And then we have this one. Now remember a tip. Really push down hard on that tear and tape so that when you go to use your take your pick tool, the tape doesn't come up, right? And now we're just going to use our take your pick tool and just get off all those pieces of backing from our tape. And it comes off fairly easy. And this box is so cute. So we know this is the top. So we are simply going to fold these in, lining up the edges. This one didn't line up exactly right, so I'm going to get it lined up. There we go. I'm going to line this one up. Oh, wait. Okay, and then we do the bottom. Just do the bottom like that. Put it on the inside. And I like to stand it up so that we get it right where we need it. Line up that edge. Line up that edge. And look at that. Look how fast we made that. Look at that. Is that not cute? But we're not through yet. What we're doing is we cut out a scalloped edge and we're going to put Hello Beautiful on a piece of paper. So we're going to use our stamp again and we're going to use the Poppy Parade. We're going to stamp it and then we're going to punch it out and then we're going to add a butterfly. We're going to add our candy, right? So here is our punch we're going to use. And that's how fast you can do this set. So you have a card and you have a box. Now we want to go ahead and set this up on dimensions and set that up on dimensionals. So I'm going to go ahead and use some large dimensionals. And you know what? We did a couple weeks ago, we did another card using the Butterfly Gala, and that was a completely different card. So you might want to check out that as well on our YouTube channel. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp that down. And now I'm going to put some dimensionals on this and get that stuck on. So now let's see. Here's the top. So right. So we want it to be just like this. Hello, beautiful. Now I have some butterflies already cut out. And I'm going to go ahead and just put them right there. And on this one, I think I will use a tape runner. And I'm just going to put some tape there. And put it down about right there. Pick up its wings a little bit. And then we need a little one right there. So I'm going to just go with this small one that has just the Poppy Parade on it. Put it right there. And what do I always say? You can never have too much sparkle, right? So I am going to sparkle them up with my Wink of Stella. I'm going to squeeze it to get some sparkle. And you know what I love about the Wink of Stella, and I know you probably know this, it really intensifies the color, right? So there we have it. We have our little butterflies. I'm going to go over here because we didn't get any on this one. Look at how that color just picks up. I'm going to bring it to the camera so you can see it. Look how it sparkles. Look at that sparkle. Isn't that lovely? Oh my goodness. Well, don't forget we have to add something in here, right? So we are going to add a pecan cluster. And you could put little tissue in it if you wanted to. And there you can drop off this cute little box and card for someone who just needs a little cheering up, right? And here's the card that we made, very similar. We wanted to show you this card, a stepped up version. Oh my goodness. We used Free as a Bird DSP on this. And look at this. Do you know what that is? I'm going to show you really close. What leaves are those? Hey, if you guessed the pineapple tops from Tropical Stamp Set, you're right, but you'd never know it, right? And then look how we colored this butterfly. So pretty, but wait, we have one more to show you. Look at this one. I don't know, this may be my favorite one. This is the botanical prints that we use, the DSP. This is just a black card cut landscape. It's actually cut top fold, but we've presented it landscape. And then we've used this beautiful sentiment. We love working with butterflies. So I hope you go out today and pull out your actual Butterfly Gala, right? Stamp set, and make a card and make a box because it is so easy. Well, guys, thank you so much for sharing your 25 minutes with us. We hope that you were inspired just a little bit. And if you were, if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and we would love your comments. Let us know your thoughts. And remember, go out, have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, be creative in your crafting, and remember, sprinkle kindness like it's confetti. Take care and we'll see you in the next video.